What's up everybody on YouTube? AJ Rose back here with another video, and today we have another basketball video, and today we're going to be asking, is Steph Curry the greatest point guard of all time? Let's get it. So first off, I want to say congratulations to the Golden State Warriors on winning the 2022 NBA Finals. That's 4 titles in the past 8 seasons. Absolutely insane. There's a case to be made to say that they're actually a dynasty, but that's another conversation for another day. Today we're going to be talking about not necessarily team success, but Steph Curry as an individual and where he ranks really upon all-time greats, and specifically the point guard position. For y'all who don't know me, just know I'm definitely not a Golden State Warriors fan. If y'all knew who my actual favorite team is, really what I'm saying, and in this video in general is really sacrilegious, but gotta recognize greatness. You know, Stephen Curry, since really the 2012-13 season when he emerged playing against the Knicks, having 50 points at the Garden, just that whole season, and then up to now in 2022, I mean, he's just been dominant and really the best point guard in the league ever since. I mean, if you look at his resume, I mean, really it's longer than the Chick-fil-A line. Like, bro, like he has been incredible for the past 10 plus years. I mean, even when he was injured some, you know, he was still getting buckets and stuff. He just had those ankle injuries, but he's just been emerging since the 2012-13 season. Y'all see the title of the video, of course. We're asking if Stephen Curry is the greatest point guard of all time. I know a lot of y'all are going to talk about instantly his play style, how he plays like a shooting guard. Well, right now we're talking about just a point guard in general. He's listed at the point guard position, so I mean, you have to rank him in terms of point guards, not only in current day basketball, but just in all time. And it's hard to rank him all time, honestly, because he's still playing and you don't know what more he could accomplish. But right now his resume is already impeccable, and people are, of course, are going to say a point guard is someone who gets his teammates involved first, a floor general, and all those things. Obviously people like Magic Johnson, John Stockton, Steve Nash, Chris Paul, but I'm just talking about just listed at the point guard position. So this is why really I'm begging this question, asking if Stephen Curry is the greatest point guard. Like I said a second ago, Steph has so many accolades throughout his career. I have it pulled up on my laptop right here. This might take a second to say, but of course, obviously, he's a 4-time NBA champion, obviously Finals MVP from this year, 2-time MVP and unanimous MVP, the first unanimous MVP in NBA history in 2016. And then look at this, just so many accolades: 8 times NBA All-Star, All-Star Game MVP earlier this year. 4-time NBA all first team, 3 times all second team, all NBA third team, 3-point contest champion. I mean, the list goes on. Scoring champion. He was a steals leader in 2016. Also want to talk about his defense too, and down the line in this video, because a lot of people say that he's been targeted, but if you look at the postseason this year in 2022, Steph Curry, he was playing lockdown defense. Like, honestly, like in the last series against Boston in the finals, like Al Horford, who was like freaking like 8-9 inches taller than him, couldn't even budge with Steph Curry, because Steph has gotten in the gym and all those things, and he was able to use his strength. So there's something to be said for that as well. Of course, also, he was a part of the 50-40-90 club. If y'all don't know what 50-40-90 is, obviously 50% shooting from field goal range, 40% from the 3-point line, and then 90% from the free throw line. And really, I mean, obviously, he's already the best shooter of all time. His free throw shooting, I mean, it's easy to say that he's the greatest free throw shooter of all time as well. But, like, if you just look at Steph in general, this is where my argument is coming from. Literally, he's changed the game. Like, in the past 10 years, like I said, no one was pulling up from almost half court 10-15 years ago, trying to, you know, shoot from half court. If you would have did that back then, like in the early 2000s, of course in the 90s, stuff like that, you would have been on the bench like for forever, like for real. But now it's normal. Like, you have to be able to shoot, especially in the current day NBA and just basketball in general, all over the world, EuroLeague, and just professionally. Like, you have to be able to shoot in the college level, NBA, high school, of course, AAU circuits, all of those things. You have to be able to shoot. Like, it's really non-negotiable, and that's how the game is. There's also some people who try to say that Steph has ruined the game, and no, not necessarily. He puts in the work all the time throughout the days that we don't see him, and then it literally goes into the game. Like, people don't just pull up from the parking lot and just automatically know how to shoot. Like, it's repetition and hours, blood, sweat, and tears in the gym, and that's what Steph does. And some people fail to, you know, realize that. They just think they can just walk up and shoot from half court and things like that. That's the difference between Steph Curry and everybody else. There's only one Steph Curry, and obviously there's great shooters to play at the game. His splash brother Klay Thompson, I mean, top 5 shooter as well. Ray Allen, who was the greatest shooter of all time before Steph. I mean, just, it's a lot of things. There's some levels to it. So, I mean, you can't discredit the game of basketball and discredit Steph Curry just because, you know, all kids around the world are trying to shoot threes. If anything, I mean, it's different. Like, I mean, teams nowadays in the NBA, they're shooting way more threes than they used to, for sure, in the 90s and even in the 2000s. So it's just crazy. The game is changing and evolving. I mean, we're going to see even more shift and changes going forward. But Steph Curry, he undoubtedly has played the biggest role in that. And I don't think anyone has changed the game like he has individually. Like, we see him just, I mean, he makes shots so effortlessly, and also like he doesn't just stand around. He's not like a normal superstar nowadays. You know, if they don't have the ball, they're just watching and waiting to get the ball back. He's moving. He is moving, and that's what gets defenders tired, like, and get them so frustrated. They have to come off with all those screens. Draymond is looking for him. Clay is looking for him. All the bigs are looking for him. All those screens and pick and roll action. I mean, Steph Curry, he is trying to get the ball and making the right play. And if you leave him open, you give him a slither of space, he is cashing it every time. We just saw that in the finals. For me, in Game 4 of the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics, when the Warriors were down 2-1, facing potentially the chance of being down 3-1, Steph Curry really solidified himself, and that was arguably the best game of his playoff career. He had 43 points. He made 7 threes, 7 for 14 from the three-point range. Over 50%, like we said. I mean, well, at 50%, that's incredible, amazing, hard to do. And he averaged 31 points per game in these playoffs. I mean, in the NBA Finals, my bad. So, like, dude, like, he literally just showed what he can do. I'll only average 5 assists, but I mean, we've seen multiple times that he's been able to play make throughout his career. He's had some triple doubles. That's obviously not his game, not to just, you know, get 20 assists and stuff like that, which it doesn't have to be. Like I said, basketball is changing and evolving, and we see a lot of dominant scoring guards nowadays. Of course, Damian Lillard, when he's healthy, we see that he's a walking bucket. Ja Morant, he's a floor general as well too. But, you know, just things like that. Trae Young, he's a floor general as well. He averages more assists, but he scores and stuff too. So I mean, really, the game is just changing and evolving. You can even mention Luka as a point guard. So it's just a lot of different things. But Steph Curry, I think, really in the game right now, like, there's no one like him. Shout out to Chris Paul, of course. He's the modern day floor general, obviously all-time great point guard. But like Stephen Curry, like, he's different, and that's really where this video sparked from, in my opinion, because over the past decade, we know Steph has been the best point guard in the league, and he's just been able to, you know, just climb the ranks. He's obviously a part of the NBA 75 anniversary team. It was just the NBA 75th season, so that shows that. I mean, it's just a lot of things that go into that. Really, you can say that he's top 10. For me, like, he might be, like, for sure top 10 to top 12 players of all time. Like, if you just look at it, obviously you have to take people off, and we're not about to do that right now. I'll give a ranking at some point in time of my top 10 players of all time. But Steph Curry, like, I think it's really hard to say that he is not the greatest point guard of all time. I mean, like I said, shout out Magic Johnson, of course. No one's discrediting Magic Johnson or disrespecting Magic Johnson for asking this question of Steph Curry being the greatest point guard. It's just to say, like, Steph Curry, he's really changing the game, and he's really been dominant. So it's just asking that question, is he the greatest point guard? And Magic Johnson, I mean, he, like I said, like, he's been the greatest point guard in the league for, I mean, in NBA history for the past 20 plus 30 years, pretty much. 30 years, pretty much. He won a ring his rookie year. Kareem got hurt in that series, and he won a ring his rookie year. Just imagine, like, someone in the NBA draft from last year getting a ring this year in their first season and winning Finals MVP. Like, that's insane. And obviously he won 5 rings. Steph has 4, so there's something to be said for that. I mean, a lot of people count championships, but I mean, you can't just count championships, because if that's the case, then Bill Russell's the GOAT. Like, so I mean, it's just really different. It's a hard argument to ask, but, like, bro, it's a legit question. Like, Steph Curry, he is him, and I'm telling you right now, like, bro, if he wins another championship or even like another 2, that would be insane. That really would be hard for him. Hard for people not to say that he's the greatest point guard of all time, especially if he wins some more Finals MVPs too. Let him get another regular season one too. Like, I mean, like, what else does he need to do? Like, I'm just saying, like, the conversation is there. Not to mention, this team, the 2021-22 Golden State Warriors, this might be like the not necessarily weak, but the least talented team that he's had. You know, of course, they had KD with 2 of those titles. That 2015 team was amazing as well. The 73-9 team, even though they lost in the finals, that team was insanely dominant. But this year, I think that they weren't as talented as those other teams. But you did have a lot of great pieces, of course, like Andrew Wiggins. He stepped up huge this year. He was an all-star, a first-time all-star this year. Klay Thompson coming back from his injury after missing the past 2 seasons. Like, I mean, what else do you want Steph to do? And then Draymond, of course, I mean, Draymond's going to do what he does. He talks a lot, I mean, and he can be very annoying, trust me. But, like, at the end of the day, Draymond has an impact for sure, guys. Like, he is one of the best defensive players in the league. He's a great playmaker. He's great at facilitating the offense. Great just being the, you know, like, basically another coach on the floor. So, just Steph, he has, he did a lot this year. Last year, he even did a lot, too, even when they missed the playoffs, losing the play-in game to the Memphis Grizzlies, and they beat them this year, getting revenge on it. But yeah, like, I'm telling you, Steph Curry, he has a valid case to be the greatest point guard of all time. Like I said, shout out to all the legendary point guards. Of course, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas. He's also a very underrated guard from the Pistons. Was a great player, of course. Small guard, 6'1" as well. Shout out Steve Nash. Shout out John Stockton. Oscar Robertson, don't forget the first person to average a triple-double in the season, even though that was like in the 60s and 70s, bro. But like, I'm telling you, Steph Curry is up there, guys. So definitely let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. I know this is going to be a very controversial video, but I mean, I'm here for it. I want to talk. Let's talk about it for sure. Like, I'm here. I'm not ducking smoke, but yeah, for real, talk to me. Like, let me know what y'all think. The case for Steph and case against Steph being the greatest point guard of all time. It's a sad time right now, guys, because basketball is over. I'm gonna miss the NBA for sure, but stay tuned for more basketball videos coming. You know, the NBA draft is coming up this next week, so just stay tuned for coverage on that and just all types of different things. So yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SwaggyRuss, and also follow me on TikTok at SwaggyRuss02. Just posting different things, you know, like cooking stuff about nutrition, how I go into the gym and stuff like that, just different fitness tips and stuff like that. So just stay tuned for all types of things. A lot of content coming. I appreciate y'all. Stay tuned for more. And like I said, let me know who y'all think the greatest point guard of all time is. Y'all be blessed. Have a good one. Hope your summer is going great.